Show me a people pleaser, and I will show you somebody who only has friends because they say yes to everything, no questions asked. Hello. We are exiting our people pleasing era, effective immediately. Luckily for you guys, you are speaking to an OG people pleaser. I have been people pleasing since before I knew what people pleasing was. I've been people pleasing since I was a kid. And currently, I am a recovering people pleaser because as an adult, I'm realizing that that is a lifestyle that no longer serves me and, quite frankly, never served me. Now, what is people pleasing? People pleasing is when you take other people's needs and put them above your own in the hopes that they will like you. And I'm going to start the video by saying that if you are a people pleaser because you think that it will make people like you, you are sincerely wrong. Let's talk about the customer service effect. The customer service effect is when you set the expectation for the people around you that you are at their service. So think of it this way. You ever been to a restaurant and you see somebody just cussing out the waitress? You didn't bring my drinks. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. The entitlement that they feel towards people in customer service is equivalent to the entitlement that people feel when they see you as a people pleaser. The way that a Karen might speak to a barista at Starbucks when they mess up their latte order is the same way that your friends, quotation marks, will speak to you when you are unable to be a resource for them. There are people in your life that have the expectation that it is your job to do what they need you to do. It's not their fault. You have created the customer service effect. So you've been the one like, oh yeah, that's no problem. Yeah, no, that's fine. I got you. Oh, you need to use this. Oh, you need this amount of money. Oh, you need your light bill paid. I got you. You set that tone. You've acted as if you are their personal life assistant, their social worker, their therapist. And now they don't know you for anything other than what you can offer them. Customer service effect. And if you think of things in that way, you will start to see the behaviors that the people in your life exhibit when you cannot say yes. And as a result, you just never say no because you don't want to let people down. You don't want to lose the value that you've gained, the perceived value that you've gained by being there for people. Being a resource for people is not virtuous. It shows that you don't value yourself because it is intuitive for us to protect our resources as living, breathing human beings, right? Like, I'm not going to give you my last and then I just don't have anything. That's not normal. Whenever I see people that are like, I care about everybody. I put everybody before myself. I always think like, what's wrong with you? Why would you put everyone before yourself? The survival skills are just not, they're lacking. Because you can't put everybody before you. They don't even do that in the jungle. It'd be like 20 buffaloes running from a lion. And they be clearing, they leave they brothers, they sisters, they out of there. They don't put anybody above themselves, above their survival. That's what life is. That's what you were born to survive. So you can't let anybody get in the way of that. What does that look like, right? Because, okay, it might sound like I'm being dramatic, but let's say this, right? You have to be to work at 4 p.m. That's when your shift starts. And you have a coworker that calls you 30 minutes before and says they need a ride to work. But if you go get this person, you are going to be late for work. And you decide, well, I don't want to let my coworker down, so I'm just going to take the L. That is people pleasing. Because why would you put your job in jeopardy for another person? And we do stuff like this all the time. We do it for our friends, our family. We do it for our partners. It's not natural. And you end up living a life where you start to resent the people around you because you realize that they're just using you. It is not your job to save people. It is not your job to help everybody that has a problem. You have to start learning how to say no. And saying no does not need to be mean. You don't need to be mean about it. Saying no can look like you have a friend that calls you every day about their toxic relationship and they won't take your advice and they won't get help. So now when they text you and they want to talk, you send them a link to the nearest DV shelter. You send them resources, hotlines. You send them all the things that they can possibly use in order to get out of that situation. you should not be listening to this same conversation over and over again, because you're not qualified, babe. And if something happens to your friend, you gonna feel real crazy because you tried to play Superman in a situation that you had nothing to do with. You have a friend that keeps calling you because they need help paying their bills. Start sending some links to government assistant websites. You have a friend that always needs a ride. Send them an Uber and Lyft promo code, right? You can't keep giving people rides every single day and they're not giving you gas money, all right? And people pleasers, they'll say oh, it's good, I got it, it's fine, I'm fine, it's fine. Anybody who does, it's fine. It's never fine. If anybody has to close their eyes and do that, it's never fine. And people who take advantage of people pleasers can identify these characteristics and they will latch onto you like a parasite. When you are exiting your people pleasing era, you are going to be very lonely. It's much like going through a sugar fast. You are melting off all of those parasites. They are getting off of your trail. They don't want to be around you. They're realizing that you're saying no more. It's making them uncomfortable. They don't want to deal with that. That is the process of exiting your people-pleasing era. And now you have to start finding validation in things that have nothing to do with your social life. That is when you get a hobby. Stop validating your value on how many people you helped this week. If your entire identity is that you are the friend that's always showing up, you need a new identity. Now, let me tell you what caused me to exit my people-pleasing era. I helped everybody around me. Went through a traumatic experience. None of those people that I helped called me, checked in on me. And that is when I realized that, oh wait, it is my responsibility to take care of my life, just like it is their responsibility to take care of their own life. And that is when the light bulb went off. I cannot be there for everybody. That's God's job. I dare not get in the way of God. So we have to learn how to step back and let people fight their own battles. Some of your friends need to learn how to take the bus. Lord knows I know how to take the city bus. Does that make sense? If Ashley car is in the shop and every time she call you it's because she want to borrow yours, she might need to learn how to get on that MARTA. Because Lord knows I learned how to get on it. You get what I'm saying? So it's not being cold. We're not being mean. We are identifying what we are and are not responsible for in other people's life. If I'm your friend, I'm here for a good time. I want to be there to help in your times of need because that is what friendships are. But I am not your crisis management team. And coming from a long line of people pleasers on my mother's side, my mom is Dominican and when I say she go out of her way and be stressed out. And I just don't want that for myself. I don't want that for her either, but I don't want that for me. So yeah, we have to take a step back and understand that it is not our responsibility to be there for everybody all the time. And there's nothing wrong with that. When you exit your people-pleasing era, you will have to forgive yourself for the long-term side effects of not prioritizing your best interest. You're going to be starting from day one, right? Because you're going to think back like, dang, I didn't set up my future because I was so worried about everybody else's. You're going to have to just get past that. It's day one. When you stop people pleasing, it is day one. But it's never too late to start putting yourself first. Boundaries are important. And boundaries are not you telling somebody else to respect your time and your energy and no, boundaries is just you making it a point to respect your time and your energy and all those things, right? So for example, boundaries is not your friend calls you at 1 o'clock in the morning and you have to be up to the gym by 6 and you pick up and tell them, hey, it's really late. So if you have something to tell me, keep it short. And you know she calling you, she gonna keep you on the phone for hours to tell you about all her problems and trauma dump. True boundaries is you seeing your phone ring at 1 o'clock in the morning from that friend who wants to talk your ear off, flipping your phone over and going to sleep. You don't need to pick up and explain to nobody what your boundaries are. That's for you. Boundaries are for you. As a people pleaser, boundaries are something that people pleasers just don't have. So when you are learning how to set boundaries, you don't need to make a big announcement about it. Yeah, I see people all the time. I got boundaries now. Boundaries are for you. Okay? Don't tell me you got boundaries. Show me you have boundaries. It should be very clear. There should be a starch difference. You ain't got to announce it. Everybody should be able to identify, oh my God, dang, she not letting me hold $1,000 no more. That's the boundary. It's in your actions. People stop asking you for things when you stop giving it. You ain't got to tell them to stop asking. Does that make sense? So, as we exit our people pleasing era, we just have to understand that you don't have to pay your dues to people to create long standing friendships and relationships, because people don't work like that. When you're a people pleaser, you have this idea that if I'm always there for people, if I'm always nice to them, if I always say yes to things, we will build a closer bond and they will be in my life forever. But that's not how relationships work. A lot of people operate the way that credit works, right? You can have great credit, be on time for all your payments. You miss that one payment, somehow your score just go plummeting, right? That is how a lot of people operate in their friendships. You can be there for them. You miss that one brunch, you be late to that one birthday dinner, it's wraps on that friendship. So why live your life trying to build good credit with people who are not going to, they will drop you like a hot pocket. A lot of people see friendships as discardable. And you have to start understanding that not everybody is you. And ain't nothing wrong with that, because they are surviving. They're in survival mode. That's why they became your friend, because you helped them survive. So take a good look at the people around you. I would be very careful with people who are loud about the times that you don't show up and quiet about the times that you do. Those are the kind of people that most people pleasers have in their life. So you helping them in their time of need, it's not a big fuss. But God forbid you don't show up to one of their little things. It's, ooh, they got paragraphs. Ain't never sent you a paragraph before. All of a sudden, they William Shakespeare in your text message thread telling you this and that and how they been feeling and this and that. Forgot all about last weekend when you pulled up with the bottle. This weekend is something new. And just when it was getting to the juicy part, my camera died. I love you guys so much. Glad that I could tap in with you guys. This video was inspired by one of my newest songs. It's a rap. It's going to be released very soon. Depending on when you're watching it, it's probably already out. But I'm really just wrapping up my people-pleasing era. I'm wrapping up relationships that no longer serve me. And I hope that you're doing the same. Now, if you loved this yap session with me, let me know. I will do some more. I really wanted to talk to you guys because I just wanted to stay connected even though I don't have my studio equipment right now. Thank y'all so much for tapping in. Let me know what you want me to talk about next, if you want me to talk about something next. And yeah, kisses.